if you knew that the person that you were in the past, that you from that past have substantially grown as an individual, and you have taken the time to do the work that's required to get you to become who you are today, there's absolutely nothing for you to think about twice, because you will already know, wait a minute, you thought we met. We haven't met yet.
Right.
You met that 2016? Oh, no. We haven't met yet. Hi, my name is, you know what I mean?
If you're in your midlife and sensing that pushing harder isn't the answer anymore, then this episode is for you. You'll gain insight into what it really looks like to reset your energy, your identity, and the foundation, so momentum actually feels aligned, sustainable, and expansive. Today's guest is an execution-driven serial entrepreneur with a very fast, visionary mind who builds real-world businesses and digital media brands through precision, systems, and clarity. This guy doesn't chase motivation, he engineers momentum. But this episode is going to go beyond business strategy. We're talking midlife. His past became the fuel, not a limitation. And in this season of midlife, that fuel led him to a conscious reset, a moment of clearing, refining, and rebuilding his personal foundation, because he knew it was time to rise into his highest self and take his vision further than ever before. And this can also happen for you. Let's get into it. Oh yeah! Jacob, how are you doing?
I'm amazing. How are you?
Amazing. Thank you so much for being on today. And I'm telling you, I have learned so much about you over this past few months, and I just want to pick that brain of yours. And welcome.
Thank you for having me. Truly appreciate you. And let's get it going.
Let's get into it. So this show, this podcast is about midlife reset, right? We're both in our midlife. And this is a time of life that many of us are either stuck, or we got to a point in life where we just realized, like, no, I want to do the damn thing. There's so much that I want to get, that I want to chase. So I'm just going to push myself to that next level. Like, for me, it's making it to the top 1%. And I know I'm going to get there. It's all about mindset and energy, right? And for you, you're just such an interesting person. And you feel free to share with us also. Everybody has their story, right? You went through transition your entire life, which was like a fuel to where you are now. So I would love for you to share with us a little bit about yourself, and why is your passion so deep in authenticity and entrepreneurship, because you're a serial entrepreneur. You have so many projects that you're constantly working on 24/7. Why do you think that you're this way? And if you can explain a little bit about your background, what led you to where you are now, building these businesses from ground up, using your gifts, your creativity. So just let's go from there and just give us a little something.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Most definitely. Even for myself, at all times, the midlife reset, and trust when I tell you that the mindset category might be a little washed, and I want to touch on that really quick. But other than that, I guess you could say first we'll start with background. B-boy, breakdance. Since 11 years old, I have been doing entertainment, like literally working for entertainment companies since I was 11 years old. So I've literally been Showtime since 11. And that was because my older sister found a company that this company would create like these Disney style shows for people for their birthday parties. And this lady, it was a company called Miami Kids Entertainment. And I'll never forget, because I worked for them for years, A, and then B, she was the top of the top when it came to children's entertainment shows, specifically for birthday parties. So this lady and her husband, believe it or not, Henry and Roxy, they were absolutely amazing when it came to the mind, and understanding what people wanted to see. So they made these shows from Disney soundtracks that were on tape that you can get from the movie. You know, like the movie has a soundtrack. So the soundtrack, she would create a choreography to it, and then she would go ahead and create these costumes that reflected the film. And she would literally make a theatrical show for the kids as a performance for their birthday party. And she was the only one that was charging like 3 stacks a show.
Wow.
Yeah.
And back then too, right?
This
And
is
back then that was a
way
lot of
back.
money.
This is way back. Like I'm talking about like 90s, early 90s. And
Wow.
to really give her the credit and give Henry the credit, he ended up refining the product, getting the best costumes, finding the best costume makers, the show, it just, everything was almost as if it were you going to a theme park, and experiencing the theme park, but you got to bring that to where you were at. We've done the Estefans, we've done, I mean, just listen, any major, I guess you could say, entertainer in the industry, music industry, or in ball play, basketball, football, baseball, we did all of them.
So cool.
As a kid.
So you saw all of that growing up as a kid, and like that's already kind of entrepreneurial vibe right there, right? Because you're into this. You see how they brought you along to all of these different houses and different projects and parties, etc. So you learned. That's awesome insight to get, like, not that you were competing or doing competition, but like performing. That takes a lot of confidence and courage and structure. So that's kind of what started your foundation when you were younger into what you are now.
Pretty much
what I see.
Very well put together. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I learned so much just from being a part of that, and that's that. I've been breaking since 11 years old, like break dancing since 11, 12, 13. But on a pro level, competitive level, I was not even there yet. And on top of that, too, to be 11, 12, 13, making $80 a weekend. That was crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
A kid making $80 a weekend was just not normal at all, like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I bought all my toys. I bought all of my funds.
And as a kid making money, you're like, hell yeah.
It just got me into entertainment, most definitely. But I guess so that's where everything started for me in terms of like the I guess getting into the wave of moving with entertainment and kind of understanding, you know, shows and logistics, you know, how they put the shows together, where they were at, how we were able to hit all these shows in one day, because it was like 10 in a day. It's crazy.
Oh my God.
3 stacks.
When you were little, hell yeah. But when you were little, like, do you remember, like, if you think about the way you were back then when you were 12, 13, 14, like a teen, were you looking at all those details? Like, you were already business oriented, like paying attention to what everybody was doing?
Absolutely. Like as a Virgo, I am very aware. My key attribute in life is observation. I am the observer. I am Oz. I am the guy behind the curtain. You know what I mean?
That's what, remember I called you that one day. I was like, yeah, you remind me of freaking Wizard of Oz.
Oh, I love that. And I like that because it's like you're not seen, but you see everything. You know what I mean? And that's okay with me. I'm comfortable with that. I like, you know, it's pretty counter, I guess, not intuitive, but like there's a difference there when you're like the person that's entertaining, but you much prefer to be the person behind the scenes watching entertainers entertain. But that's a whole other story.
Right.
But I guess moving into business, you know, after dancing for like that was like the precursor to me giving you guys understanding of that. I break dance for 30 years. I did competitions, world travel, fun, world champion. I got like 6 or 7 times. Like our crew was like the one from Miami, Florida, Ground Zero crew. Shout out to Ground Zero.
Ooh, nice. Yes, my son who breakdances, actually you've taught him a few things with your leadership style and everything. You've also taught him a few things, and these younger youths, these younger kids, they look up to people like you, because I don't know much about the dance world, but he does. So he was like, Mom, this guy and one of the best, started one of the OGs. So what you do out there and your creativity and your dance inspires younger ones, just like my son. So heck yeah. So and
cool.
and yes,
Yeah, I don't like to take credit. It's kind of weird. I feel uncomfortable with taking any kind of credit for anything, which is very weird because at the same time I want the credit, but at the same time I don't, because it brings like a vibe to me that makes me feel a little uncomfortable. You know, when people give you compliments and you don't know how to accept compliments, I'm that guy.
Ah!
That's who I am.
Oh my God. You think
That's
that's
me.
one of those Virgo characteristics, perhaps? I love compliments. I'll take them every day, all day. But for
Yeah,
a
but
Virgo,
you're a pretty woman, and I think it's a difference. I think with a woman versus a man.
oh
I
yeah,
mean,
true.
yeah, I still appreciate it though, nonetheless. Um, Oh, before I forget, like mindset, the whole scenario, let me just move back really quick. So from the dancing, then after the dancing, I realized one day, I couldn't get injured. If I got injured, then it would all stop. And that
Mm-hmm.
was like at 25 years old. And then I was like, well, if I get injured and it all stops and I've got nothing, well, here we go. And that was the beginning. I was 25 years old. That was the beginning of moving towards a little bit less entertainment, a little bit less physical body movement for work, and then
Mm-hmm.
trying to figure, well, how can I step back? And then to reflect back on, what Roxy and Henry did for Hermione Kids Entertainment, I started implementing those ideas into what I could do. So I was like, you know what? I've done entertainment my whole life. I've seen a successful entertainment company. I worked for one of the best entertainment companies. Let me see if I could replicate. So there's this guy named Super Mario, which I'm
Oh,
sure you know him,
I
Super
love
Mario.
him. He's my fam. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So me and Mario, I got back I did the whole LA thing. I did cruise ships, traveling the world. I did like so much travel with breaking like to every country that I finally moved to LA and was like, probably we're going to do choreography, dancing. We're going to work with artists, which we toured with the Black Eyed Peas. We toured with a couple different other practitioners in music. But
Mm-hmm.
long story short, I started tapping into acting, but I ended up leaving LA. And when I left LA, that's when I came to Miami and I started doing business with Mario, because Mario is a very charismatic individual that had a movement where, he was able to get in front of the right people. And I had the business acumen. So
Yes.
when we put those together, we were just getting gigs and gigs and gigs. The company was called Halo Entertainment. And
Nice.
yeah, we locked in on dance entertainment. Fast forward now from all that. After doing that, liking it, making money, figuring that's not what it is. Because what did you say earlier today? You want to get to where? In your
Top
business?
1%. Top
Top 1%.
1% highest that I can go.
I never saw that with dance. Ever.
Gotcha.
I never
And you're
saw.
very intuitive naturally, so you always went by your gut feeling, right? Like if you felt something
Absolutely.
wasn't right, you would just, since younger, right? You would just go with it. Like,
Yeah.
this isn't it, and boom, bam, switch. Yep.
I was telling my nephew the other day, it's like I can kind of see around corners. It's very weird to say, you know what I mean? But it's like I could see the things that are going to come before they come type.
I see. Yes,
So,
yes.
and that falls into the
So
awareness
that's
and the
like
observation.
claircognizant in a way, is what you are. If you, not that we have to put titles on it, but you are seeing, like, it's a knowing, right? It's a knowing, and that's where you make your decisions from, because you know something's about to happen and you either don't like it, you're not going to do it, or you pivot.
Absolutely. There's that TV show that's so Raven. Have you ever heard of that show before?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so the girl, she like stops and she opens her eyes and she gets this vision, and all these things happen in her vision. And then it comes back, and then before she knows it, her vision is unfolding. I want to say that that's this guy right here, you know?
So listen, so a lot of people maybe will interpret or say about you or your personality, like, why are you this certain way? Do you feel like that, or do you let that bother you about what others feel or think maybe?
I cannot, and I'm going to tell you why. There is just no way on planet Earth that you are going to understand where this thing goes and what it does unless you were me. That's what makes us all unique, of course. Now, there are some people that share the same ability to, I guess you would say, be able to see around the corner or just being themselves. That's really what it is. And you did touch on a topic called authenticity. And it's like, authenticity can't be bought. Authenticity can't be made. Authenticity is just a being.
Yes. Yep.
And if I had to care about what people are going to say about me, I would lose it all. I would lose all of my authenticity. I would go into just being what we see out there today, which is clone after clone. And I'm not that person. And this is another reason too why I kind of lose a lot of opportunity, or I may lose a lot of situations that could have been looked at as opportunity, but were not opportunities in the end. And for some reason, they worked themselves out. That's another thing that's pretty interesting. Is like, you can have a vision and take a look at something, operate that vision, move towards that 100%, and then realize that maybe this isn't it. And then those reasons will reveal themselves to you as to why they weren't it. But the whole purpose of you moving towards that entire thing was to learn that what happened in that movement, like the steps that happened in that movement, that's the point of it, is to learn what happened in that movement, not the destination that you had in your mind. So like, as an example, we both know, we went through something in terms of like a group conversation where we were doing things, with posting and stuff like this and having fun. But the point of that lesson, that was a lesson for me, right? And the point of the whole thing was that if people know who to point the finger to, or if people know who is running something or making something happen, they know who they can complain to. They know who or what they need to say to that person, or they know who to say it to. And then at any given chance, there's always going to be a person that has someone to point a finger at and blame, right? So what did I learn from that whole thing? I learned that never let somebody know that you're the leader or the owner or the boss. And I'm moving like this way now in my life completely. Like, I will never let anybody know. Like, to give an example, when I hire people for my business, they're never going to know that I'm the owner, ever. They will never know. They just won't know.
Because you want to get inside and see from the inside out?
No, because I don't want to put myself in a position where someone has the knowledge. That's the guy. That's who you could point the fingers to. That's who you could complain to. And then when it doesn't reach everybody's complaints expectations, now we got somebody to blame. Or now we have somebody to point fingers at. We don't do that anymore. What do we do now from this lesson forward? What we do now is, I don't know who the owner is. He hired me. They hired me. Cool guy. I don't know. HR hired me. I don't know who that guy is. You know what I'm saying? But this is their system. This is how they operate. This is how I was trained. And then the conversation of the anger, of the upsetness, or of the pointing of the finger, or of the whatever the thought process is employee to employee.
Okay, right? So it's more to avoid, like, not necessarily conflict, because everywhere you go sometimes it's conflict, but it's more so just to keep things as neutral as possible, just to keep the project moving forward is what your goal is.
Kind of, but really what it is this. So what ended up happening to finalize the story is the scenario ended up getting compromised, right? And it got sabotaged. It can only get compromised and sabotaged if they know who the leader is. You can only overthrow something if you know who the leader is. But if you don't know who's running it, you don't know how it's gonna happen. So it's just like, it's kind of like, by remaining elusive, it's kind of like the government, the U.S. government. We think it's the president, but it's actually the constituents. And it's actually the people that are backing and funding those individuals that are in office that are really making the rules. But they're hidden. Nobody knows who those guys are.
There's a lot of things going on in the background and distractions happening over here. That's a whole rabbit hole.
But I mean, I'm not really talking about politics, just talking about the process. You know what I'm saying? Like the process of, like, people got a finger to point at somebody right now. You know what I mean? And it's like, I learned in my lesson, always keep yourself way distant, but close enough to observe. Don't let people know who, because the moment that they know who, everything falls apart. And I'll give you an example. People can team up. People could say, if it's a business, your employees could be like, well, that's the owner. and we know him and we talk to him all the time and we have conversations and we've drank and we've ate and we've done dinners and we've done this or whatever the case may be, right? We can all quit at the same time and shut his business down. That's a lot of power. It's a lot of power to give those people. You know what I mean? So by distancing myself from that whole category and understanding that whole scenario and being able to operate from a system where it's like, you know what? Let them follow these rules. Nobody knows that I'm the owner and I'm going to operate this business this way. I think from that point forward, success will come. But
and that's in a group setting, right? That's a group setting. Because when you're doing stuff on your own, you want to be the authority or you be the expert in your niche or whatever. But you're talking about like in a group project, group business, group setting.
But even if your own business, you're going to end up having to leverage somebody. You're one, like an example, you're one person that's doing what you do for your channel, and you might be wearing all the hats today, but eventually you're going to break off and you're going to have somebody, you're going to leverage somebody to do this, to do that, to graphic this or thumbnail or edit or, you know what I mean, right?
Yep.
So, but if that person knows that you're the person that to go to do all the complaints, or you're the person that's the lead and the hire and the marketer and they can then just imagine if you have an editor and the editor says, I'm not editing your clips. Now what happens? Now you're on a delay. Now you have to worry about that individual, and the thing is that these negatives end up happening because people are judging you at all times. People are thinking about you and what you're doing and how either A, they could be doing what you're doing, B, maybe you're not fit for it. Like, why this guy and not me? All these weird thoughts happen to people without you even knowing. All you're trying to do is just get your edit. You know what I mean? Like, why is this weird? So if they didn't know that, like, let's say your business name is a different business name from your podcast or whatever the case, and the person paying those people, look, I'm an employee of this company. I'm doing a podcast that is being hired by this company. I don't know who they really are. You know what I mean? Kind of like making yourself not the person. The probability that those people are going to do the things that they would normally do to you, knowing that you were the person, they wouldn't do it.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but this is what I've gathered from the experience, and now I see it happening over and over and over and over again in multiple different areas, not just this. You know what I mean?
From that one scenario, because you are very observant. So you took whatever happened in this scenario, and now you're saying, okay, this is how I'm going to moving forward, pretty much throughout, my life or my projects. So for someone, let's say someone who's listening now, right, in their 40s and have been just trying to get their business to take off and it's just not going well and they're feeling drained or overwhelmed, like how could they get their business off the ground or give them more motivation to just keep going?
So, like, yes, this would definitely help those people if they've got employees. If they don't have employees or are in a group setting where their business needs to move in tandem with other people, then it doesn't apply. But eventually every business ends up hiring somebody to do
as
things.
They grow.
Yeah, so I would just keep that in mind. It's not even a thing of where it's like, oh my God, I have to be this way. No, it's just something to be aware of and just know this much. If you could walk away with anything from this little bit of conversation that I did say to everybody that's watching this is, if they know where to point the finger, they're gonna point it.
Right. I hear what you're saying.
That comes with a lot. So as a business owner, just be aware of that, because the more elusive you can make yourself as an owner, because I guarantee you right now, if you hit Apple support, you are not touching Steve Jobs if he were alive. You're just not.
Right.
You're not.
Right.
And SpaceX, Elon Musk, Tesla, you're complete. That's not touching Elon Musk at all. He doesn't even see you. That's touching the manager that handles complaints.
Gotcha. Right.
You might know that Elon Musk
over here.
Yeah, you might know that he owns a business, but there's just no way that you can get to him.
Yep.
And that's the scenario. It's like, if they got that access, if they're so close to you and they have the ability, they're going to use that against you for sure. It's happened twice in my life. So this is not the first time. This is not the second time, but me realizing this time what actually happened. Oh, I see. Is I gave too much accessibility. People start seeing changes. People start seeing things move quickly. People start seeing growth. People start thinking, you don't deserve that.
Right.
You?
Right.
What? I deserve that. You don't deserve that. It's because of me. A lot of it, go to any job, anywhere that employees are at, and ask the top employee, will this company survive if you were not here? There's a 90% chance that employee is going to be like, it's because of me that they're like, oh, okay, all right, buddy. You know what I mean? That's the mindset. So just being, and I guess to touch back into like more of like a spiritual business side of observation, that's the observation side. Just being able to see, like, oh, because there was characters in my scenario where I was like, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. And I'm not going to say anything about it, but I see what you did there. And it was things that were just like little things. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. But then you acted what upon your gut feeling, upon your intuition that you said, okay, we need to come to a halt here because you see that this project is not moving forward at this point.
I was seeing the immersion of the project being immersed in a specific kind of way.
Okay. And that wasn't according to your alignment where you wanted it to go.
It wasn't in alignment with the wave. It was not in alignment with the wave. So I would much rather in that kind of a situation, cut it, remove it, and then take a look at it and watch what happens after. The best thing is watching what happens after, because that's where all of your confirmations happen. Okay. Oh, I see. Oh, I see now. You see, I was right here. I was right there. I was right there. I was right there. I was right there. So, never go against what you intuitively are feeling in terms of business, especially when it comes to people that you're working with. Just
like
because,
they're going to reveal
themselves.
Your team.
Yeah, they'll reveal themselves over time enough so much that you'll be able to see what they were. You'll already know that they were going to do what they were going to do, but you'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully not. But if you did, they'll do it. And then you could just confirm. So that whole scenario is pretty interesting. But
that's a tip then in a way for like those starting their little business now. And then look at me, I'm going from my corporate life to then I have my amazing passion project that I'm doing part-time. Yes, it can be exhausting, but that's why I do what I do. I do energy work, which I also guide others, and that's my lifestyle. But for anyone that's just starting their business, that's a good tip energetically. What you did is pretty much, from my eyes, is like a reset. It literally was an energetic reset, because you more so said, let me stop. Let me observe. And you said, no, this is not working. This is not for me. And so you then stopped and kind of like cleared your aura, cleared your life at that moment. And you then continued on your next project, correct?
Absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with doing that too. That's a whole other thing you said. That's actually a key word to use is the reset. And that word is interesting because there's a lot of business owners that are afraid to do that. It's so fearful to be comfortable doing something for such a long period of time and then stopping that to do something completely different.
Is this when intuition comes in, correct? That you need to follow that, right? Because what's on the other side can be something amazing or something not.
Well, intuitively, you're gonna know to not do it anymore. But what might not come intuitively is what the next steps are gonna be, and that's where the fear comes in. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, what am I gonna do now? And then also to the intrusive thoughts. You know what I mean? Like, how am I gonna look now that this is this way? How am I going to look now that I've done this? How am I going to look now, or how are people going to perceive me? And then that's where the whole question that you asked earlier was like, do you care what people will think about you? That's where you got to be strong and just be like, you know what, bro, I'm going to tell you something right now. Because I can guarantee you, like, no matter what, people are going to see you in the way that they want to see you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, as long as you operate on your wave and you're doing your thing, the craziest part about it is that 90% of the people that are with you, for you, and moving on your wave are on your wave because you have something that they don't have. So I used to be a host of something called the Extreme Team for the Miami Heat, the slam dunk team.
Cool.
And we traveled the entire United States doing shows for children. And one of the guys on the dunk team, the owner of the team, his name is Willie, he would always talk about something called the X Factor, you know? And the X Factor is like this like spark. It's just this thing that you have that's what people really see in you. That's what people really vibrate with in you. But what ends up happening with the X Factor? Let me break that down for you, because I'm a Virgo and this is what I do. I break things down.
Yeah.
So in breaking that down, what ends up happening is you're an X Factor. You're attracted. After the ability to get close to the X Factor and be around it, the value diminishes. And no longer do you become the X Factor. Why? Again, it's funny, it's all leading back to access, right? And it's like, the point is like, I guess being the X Factor makes you separate, which makes you attractive. But at the same time, once you're accessible, it starts to diminish over time. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. When I was younger, teens, 20s, I worried a lot about what people thought about me, a lot. It was until I did the deep work and something in my life, like trials and tribulations, everybody has a story, but until I did my own finding my true self, right? Anybody who's close to me knows I do nothing but live in authenticity. That's just how I am naturally. And finally, I feel free. Before, had to be something that somebody expected me to be, had to behave this way. Oh, I'm so worried about others. And that limits you in life so bad. Thank God I figured this out in my 20s going through my obstacles. But there are some people our ages that are still living in this way. And if they would only know to take the mask off, be your true self. Don't worry about what the hell other people are thinking. Do your damn thing, your business. Yeah, pretty much. If you don't think in that
sorry
way,
for my cursing, but F those people, because those people are definitely they're not doing anything for you.
So that's exactly what is limiting most people listening right now. Some could be thriving in their business and that's cool. They're just listening to this podcast because it's, a good information, energy. But so a lot of people that watch this channel, they're in their midlife and wanting to go further. They're wanting to get to their next highest self. So what is your suggestion, especially because they're worried about their family or what are their friends going to think, etc.? Because you're someone who doesn't give a shit. You're just like, no, I'm going to do me and let me just keep moving. And this is why you have several businesses going on and you have many more projects in the future. That you are using your intuition to move in alignment. But what is your advice to those that are just have that one business, but they're just like, I don't know if I should do it, or oh my God, I'm gonna look stupid.
Listen, Gary Vee says it best. You're mad young. You still got 40, 45 years left. The difference is with those 45 years that you got left, you have 40 years of experience of what not to do and how to operate, which is amazing.
Yes.
Because with that knowledge now, you're not guessing anymore.
We are
you're not trying to
wise
figure
at this
things
age.
out. At this age. And even if you are guessing, just a word of advice. Listen, do what you're going to do no matter what. Fail forward, super hardcore. Fail often, as much as you possibly can. And this is not woo-woo. This is not me saying anything that's repetitive from what's been out there. This is real life experience for somebody that has attempted over 18 different businesses over the past 15 years through experience. Go, do. Don't be afraid. Fuck what they're going to say and get it. And when it becomes a reality and these people start seeing that's going to become a reality for you, or they're watching it become a reality for you, that's when you're going to get all the negative hate. You're going to get people talking things about you from wherever the corners of life that they're coming from. And you just got to go ahead and move forward, bro. Move it, move the needle. Eventually you get so good at moving the needle, you become a needle mover, and then you start becoming the needle. You no longer have to move the needle. And now it's like everything you do is precision. And that comes in time. In time. But don't be afraid to be the person to really knock it out the park by staying in tunnel vision and not worrying about what the heck anybody else is thinking, because it's unimportant. This is your life. It's your life. That would be my advice on that level.
No, I love that. And cannot let their past come stuck to you and be your identity of who you are right now. Like, forget, like, yes,
In my
your
past, I'm the
made you
worst guy
stronger.
on the earth. Trust me when I tell you. In my past, I am a villain. I have done things that are unquestionable. I have, oh my God, is me. This guy deserves to be. No, bro. No.
No, but you and for anyone there too, like, let's say you had this crazy past and, like, okay, anybody at any moment can decide to change, like, freaking right now as they're listening and move forward. You've put out there publicly all these things that you're overcoming. That's made you stronger, right? That's giving you the fuel to keep reaching your dreams, right? Like, you're not letting your past identify you. Like, let that happen. That all had happened for a reason, for whatever purpose. Did you believe that?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Like, yo, listen, man. These people in general are going to do and say what they want to say. They're going to see you the way that they want to see you. And they're going to remember you the way they want to remember you. And it's okay, bro. Like, listen, man, let me tell you something right now. It's like, take a look, partner. You looked at me in 2016 and you thought that I was this. But let me tell you something right now, bro. We're in 2026. That person that's still living in your head, I don't even know who that person is anymore.
Yes.
Are you crazy, bro?
Yep.
Like, you're out of your mind to think unless my behavior is the same as the person in 2016.
Correct.
My actions are the same as the person in 2016. No. See, that's where the difference comes. If you knew that the person that you were in the past, that you from that past have substantially grown as an individual, and you have taken the time to do the work that's required to get you to become who you are today, there's absolutely nothing for you to think about twice. Because you will already know, wait a minute, you thought we met. We haven't met yet.
Right.
You met that, 2016? Oh, no. We haven't met yet. Hi, my name is, you know what I mean? Like, you haven't met me. Are you kidding me? And then, you talk about crimes. And I think about this all the time. Criminals that are in jail for periods. It's like, I feel so bad because it's like, one action locked them in for so long. And it's like, I can guarantee you that by being in a place for that kind of place, at that matter, for an extended period of time, it makes you change. It makes you become someone completely different. And I can guarantee you that a lot of these people that are in there, that's just not who they are anymore, and it's such a shame.
My God,
such a shame that they got to pay that consequence, and I can see taking a life may be something crazy, and then that's a different conversation. Maybe that's like the only one thing, but like other things that are a mistake, like thieves or like, people that have hurt somebody that, man, I got stories. I got stories that I could tell. I got even stories of like universal revenge that has happened on people that have done other people wrong. And the universe comes in as like, when you least expect it, flips that person on their head. Oh, man.
Yes. Dark nights of the soul. Everybody in a lifetime experiences some kind of dark night for a reason, because some people have to be knocked on their freaking head to wake up. Sometimes that's what needs to happen. There's one guy, he's a big timer right now, Elmer Lockhart or something like that, but he's huge into energetics and law of attraction, and he will tell you straight up, I was locked up in jail for some stupid stuff that he did when he was younger, but that completely changed him. He wasn't a murderer or anything like that, but I think it was some illegal stuff that he was into and into a mess. He's now turned his life around. He's a millionaire. He devoted his life to like putting out there good information, helping, mentoring others. So he turned his life around. So it takes certain people to make the choice in themselves to be like, I want to be better and I'm going to be better.
Yeah, your past was one step in the stairs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you could just turn around and look at how many stairs you've already stepped up. It's just
my gosh. But like you said, yes, you're not the same as you were 10 years ago, 5 years ago. people may look at you and they don't like that you're changing. They want to see the old you. They feel, because it makes them comfortable, and they see you excelling, or maybe they see you doing something completely different than they're used to. And that can also limit you in a way, as you were mentioning. You have to just not care, and because a lot of people don't like to see change, and change is good. Change is what's going to bring you and make you higher and move you to the next level.
I am in love with change. I love it so much. And the craziest part about that is,
embrace it. Yeah.
This guy, you know, I can only imagine. Let's say we're in a group of conversation with people, and we're all sitting around people and we're those people. We're not us. Yeah, this guy did this. Yeah, no, I was doing this. Oh, but now this year he's doing that. Oh, but yeah, he's real estate. Yeah, right. Expensive. Get out of here,
right.
Bro. Are you kidding me? Do you know how many conversations those kinds of people are having about you? And it's like, the thing is like, what the main crux of the conversation is that they felt like they knew you, and now they no longer know you. So the only thing that they can do is talk about the things that you're doing, because they don't know who you are anymore. You are somebody different. And this is to piggyback right on what you were saying. Like, your past does not define you, not whatsoever at all. No matter what mistakes you've ever made in life, and no matter what degree that mistake is. You know what I mean? If it happened at a time, and it's time, and that time has passed, and you have obviously moved forward, people just need to get hip with what the real you is today, and not worry about what you were, because you know what you were is just a blip in time that is long gone.
Yes,
so please
honey.
Stop. Don't do that. Don't
no,
do that.
That is so true. Don't stop it, because it's limiting you, right? It's stop. And then for those who want to,
it's limiting that. It's limiting the people talking the junk. Because if you're the person that's not even aware, or not even that you're not aware of it, because you'll be aware of it. If you're just a person that's like,
limiting them, exactly. That's
yeah. If you own yourself, in terms of the group, I'll give you an example. Like, the concept was mine, bro.
Right.
The idea was mine. The way it was mine.
And for people who don't know what we're talking about, this was a concept. This was a project that you had started in the content creation. What do you call it?
Yeah.
What field was this in?
It's a creation space, or it's it's a group community space.
Okay, yes.
But I mean, not even just that. Like, we could say boost loop. We could go ahead and say blank canvas. You know what I mean? The blank canvas was a whole other one. I owned an art gallery, and in my art gallery, we started off as a location that we were going to go ahead and play music and practice and break dance, and artists were going to paint on the walls, and in terms of fun thing,
a project idea that you had started, right?
That I had started. And with that whole idea, I noticed, because obviously I could see around the corner, or like I say, I could see around the corner, like, wow, the potential of this is massive. And me thinking, all of us young, I'm like, oh, we can do this. $3,000 floor polished, beautiful. $4,000 air conditioning system fully installed. Tinted windows and curtain, full equipment for audio, super pro level. Every month we throw a party called Cultivate Kendall. Massive. We're bringing Wynwood to Kendall, and we were very successful at doing it. Not only graphic design, but production, performer. It literally was a gallery club that we brought to Kendall. You know what I mean? And
how long ago was that? Recently, or a couple years ago?
This was 2013, 2012, 2013.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah, because Kendall still needs, this is Miami, Florida people, but Kendall needs some of that flavor.
Yeah,
bring it back.
Long story short, with that whole thing, it was the same scenario. It got to a point where, in the boost loop, it elevated quickly. It got big. I saw the potential. I knew what I could do. I changed it. The name changed from whatever it was, Algo Alliance, to Boost Loop. Then from Boost Loop to subscriptions. Then from subscriptions to its own dedicated page. To gaining, following, and moving. Same thing happened with the blank canvas. The blank canvas was shitty spot you go to, shit hot. Fuck, I don't really want to be here, but I'm here because people are here, to a beautiful space because I fucking invested my money into it and made it absolutely amazing. And everybody seen that guy. That's the guy that made this. We don't like this. We don't want that. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And it didn't work because at the end of the day on that one, I was like, we can continue to throw parties, but if we want to make this real big, we should create this membership. And all of us that are in here, go ahead and just contribute, make contributions, And then our contributions, we'll be able to gather a pool of contributions, and we'll be able to do big parties. We'll be able to bring major artists. And they started seeing the vision, and they couldn't have that. You want to know why? Because I own the spot. And they didn't want to see me get the credit for that. You feel me? It's the same, scenario.
Yeah. Yep.
Same scenario with Boost Group. Boost Group was like, go, we're going in with subscriptions, getting into subscription, getting into making money. And then we had this other girl that was like, oh yeah, and how much are you making? What are you making? You're gonna pay us this much, and you're gonna.
So took it to another level, to what you were creating. You wanted it to be more original, authentic. There was like a lot of momentum happening, but you're saying it got taken to a different side of what it was supposed to be.
Well, it got taken to a different level in what it was supposed to be, where it was supposed to go. But what happened is the people didn't understand that that's where it was going. They didn't understand. And then when it got there,
change, yeah.
This is what I was telling you. I love change. I will make change happen. And I can go into a business, take a look at a company and be like, look, this is what we got to do. This is what we should do here, do there. No, that guy on a 90-day basis, you know what I'm saying? Just observing, taking a look. You got to fire that guy. This guy right here is your key player. This person right here is good. This person's not good. This is how we need to organize this. And this is what we can go, right? I'm real good at doing that. I'm very good at doing that. And people that are not in that kind of environment or have never been in that kind of environment don't understand that kind of movement or wave. And then it falls back into people, like not understanding who you are as a person, and then also starting to look at you in a specific way because you are this thing that they wish they could be. They wish they could be like that. They wish they could operate like that. It is what it is. You know? All they can do is just follow what you created and continue to do that part. And that's okay, they'll do that. You know what I mean? But while you're there, just know that I'm already like 30 steps in a whole other direction, doing a whole other thing that kind of left that there.
So, but then that's your thing. And that's your advice then, as far as because you grew up with that foundation of like business mentality. So then you said, this is not going where I wanted it to. So you just stopped it, reset, and now you have other businesses, other projects that are brewing. In case anyone's listening that has a business, are you mentoring, or actually do you have clients that come to you to do that? No, are you just okay?
Like I have one student that he had asked me, called me out of nowhere. He's my nephew's boxing student. And he'd called me out of nowhere. He asked me, he's like, man, I know that you have a business and all that kind of stuff. I just wanted to pick your brain really quick and ask you, if you could start a business today, what would it be? And I said, well, if I didn't know 20 years ago that I could start a lawn care service business on a monthly subscription or a weekly, bi-weekly subscription, I would have done that years ago.
Wow,
I would be in that 1% right now where I would want to be. If I had done that years ago. I'm just discovering this now after all, because like there's transactional business and then there's subscription based.
Like, let me pay you $100 a month to come do my grass or whatever, or power washing, right? $200, whatever.
You could sell a house and make $15,000 and then not see another customer for another 4 months.
Right.
And now that $15,000 spread over 4 months ended up being $2,500 a month earning after all expenses, after your bills, after your lifestyle, et cetera, et cetera. Is that sustainable? It's really not, right? So what is sustainable is when your bank account shows deposits consistently. Right. Yeah. And it's very difficult for business owners. It's very difficult for 9-to-5 individuals to understand this concept. So like your 9-to-5 individual normally understands the concept of going to a location, doing a specific service that they guaranteed for that employer, and then getting to the end of the week and receiving a check.
Right. The standard. Yeah.
Wonderful. That is, do you know, last week I was like, if I just quit this and go find somebody to work for, I'm fucking good. Like my life will be amazing with the amount of skills that I have. My life will be amazing because all I have to do is just do what I'm good at. And that's it. I don't got to post social media, lead generate, pass out door hangers, talk to people, CRM phone numbers, email people, graphic design, video edit.
Yep. And
how
more.
Yep. How many of these things are like on one person's head as a business owner? You got to be a certain kind of nuts to want to do that. And it's only because I personally see that the Friday paycheck stops there unless they say I get just a little bit more. Oh, damn. But when running my own business, there's no cap. There's no cap.
But you see, so that's for some people. Some people want that stability of like recurring. This is what I'm going to get, and that's that. And that's for some people. Yes.
Everybody wants that.
Right? Well, they want that now, whether it's for somebody else or look at me. I'm dabbling in both because I know my future. Like I want to be my own boss and do my own schedule, have my own soul clients coming to me. And I know that I will get there one day to where this is going to be my full-time business. And that's that. Right now, I enjoy doing what I've done for 20 plus years, working in real estate development. You know, I'm an admin girl in management, that business management. I enjoy that. I also see where I can take that elsewhere. I even opened my own LLC, business management, specifically for those general contractors or whoever, executive services for the top people that want that quality work, but I want to take it to the next level, you know? So there are ideas there as well, but like you said, it's for some people. Some people just want to do 9 to 5, be home, be done. I know the work that it's going to take over here to do my own thing. And you never know. If you don't try, you don't know where that's going to go. As long as we keep the momentum, keep going where we're thinking, you know?
Like, listen, it's never going to end in terms of the movement. It's never going to end in terms of the efforts that you're going to have to do to be able to get to that next level. And then even when you get to that next level, there's always somebody that's more next level than you. And you're always going to want to thrive and move forward. And there's always going to be different degrees of effort that are going to require you to become a person that you've never been before, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But knowing that, it's like, you know, you can't get down on yourself. So like for new business owners, as an example, it's like, you know, your first 90 days, your first 1 year, 365, you can't get down on yourself because you're doing something that you're so accustomed to somebody else doing for you. Or at that point, it's like, okay, well, dang, I'm just learning this. And then year 2 is like, now you know this. And now it's like, okay, well, you know, I was this way at one point in my life. Now I understand how this category moves, how it needs to be done, and what I need to do to continue it to go. And then by year 3, it's like, okay, well, now it's refinement. Now we're figuring out how to make the changes. Now we're figuring out the strategies that we need to implement and how to make these strategies work. And year 4 is like executing those strategies, making those strategies an actual scenario where it's not negotiable. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like Instagram will kick you off of Instagram automatically from a system-based scenario where it's a non-negotiable. It's like it happens to you. You know what I mean? And it's like that's how businesses need to be ran. But it's a process. It takes time to get there. But before you can even get to any of that, you have to have that mindset of like, yo, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna do it and see what the fuck happens. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And no matter how many books I read, or no matter how many audio books I read or listen to people that are where I would like to be, at the end of the day, there's really no one fire strategy to get there. There's only shells of pieces that worked for somebody that could potentially work for you. And the only way you're going to get to know if that little piece will work for you is if you try it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's one thing that I can honestly tell anybody out there. I fucking tried.
I ain't jack of all trades times 100 on steroids. That's what you are. Tried everything. Hell yeah.
But I like it though. I like it. But at the same time, you know, so on the flip side of that, you know, when you're talking to people, like socially being a jack of all trades, and they say jack of all trades, master of none, but a master of none is better than a master of one. And the reason the reason why is because you're a very diverse and a very colorful person. I could be a one master of breaking, as an example. And then now I go talk to my breaking guys and I'm like, yeah, you know, I created a subscription-based model that brings me in 54% for the year, you know, and I want to do this change and shift in this system. And they're looking at me like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
It's because they're a master of one. You understand what I'm saying? They've never explored into other options and being able to comprehend when it comes to not knowing more things in life. That's why I love being a jack of all trades, because my conversation is different. But on the flip side of that, the caveat is when you're talking to people that are just, their mind is nowhere near, it's like you're just talking to a wall.
Yeah.
Which I find myself in that situation a lot.
Well, and
But
then you need to know, like, not to waste your energy. You know, you say your thing one time and then off you move on. Yeah, because some people, it's true. You until that person wants to accept or make that change, then it's a matter of just you share your information and that's it. Move on.
is what it is. It is
Yep.
what it is.
Yep. But listen, I want to touch in this last final piece. This is for the people I know who's going to be watching this episode today. Those people in their 30s, 40s, 50s that have this business on their mind, this passion project of theirs that they want to start. As they heard today, just start that vision. It's first just being curious, right? But also to try it, because if you don't try it, you don't know what's going to happen with it. And it's okay. You may fail multiple times. You may get lucky, or you may fail multiple times, but who the hell cares? Just start, right? They need to not worry about what other people are going to think. You gave some freaking gems today, which is wonderful. I'm going to watch this back because it's like confirmation, you know, of just what needs to be done to make the business successful. It takes work, but in your own words, how can you tell this person listening, like, the difference of how their body should feel or how they should act on starting this business that they've been dying to start? Align momentum versus like hustle culture.
The tortoise and the hare.
I know where you're going with this.
That's just it. You know what I mean? That is it. So like, your like comparison to others is the hare. You're looking at the rabbit move and getting to the finish line faster than you can get there, or they're already there. And that's a deterrent. Don't focus on that. If there's any one advice that I can give anybody on anything in any category of life, doesn't even have to be business. It's in any category, relationships, money, business, craft. Like if you're an artist or like a musician or like whatever, is long game. The long game. What is your rush? What's your rush? It should be no rush, because I'm going to tell you right now, what is for you, how about this? Well, I'm going to say it, just what is for you is going to be for you no matter what. But how many times have you found yourself in a situation where you're thinking things and your mind is circling and you're doubting and you're X, Y, all the way to Z, right? And out of nowhere, it just happens for you.
Yes,
whatever
exactly.
It was that you were thinking about. And it happened for you on a timeline that was not in your timeline.
Yes.
It didn't happen when you wanted it. It just happened.
Yep.
With that being said, and with you understanding, like, wait a minute, if I take my time to just be myself, operate, do what I can do when I can do it, hope that it's the best, trial and error, fail forward, move forward, no problem, fail forward, no problem, but continuously move to where I'm trying to go, no matter how long it takes, you're going to win. You'll get there.
Yes.
And I could tell you this from experience, from at least from the breakdancing perspective. We started off as kids. We realized there was a circuit. We started competing in the circuit, and we lost, and we lost, and we lost, and we flew ourselves here, and we took a bus there, and we went to this country, and we did, and we lost, 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 until we got to LA, and we won. And then after we won, the next one we won. The one after that 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 one we won. And it continued to move forward like that. We got in that 1% for the dance culture. And the great part about that story is like, listen, you can get there in any aspect of your life. You just have to be able to be willing to, you know, it's not hustle work. It's not hustle work. It's not fucking 5:55 in the AM and all the way to fucking 2:50 in the fucking AM and sleep for 3 minutes and wake up again and do it. No, bro. No, man, listen. 90% of you people out there are not making rockets, are not designing the next Mars campaign,
Right.
Do not
Yeah.
lose yourself in that, bro. Be authentic to yourself. Go take the drink, go hang out with the friend, go enjoy the life and pause for a minute. Cause sometimes in your pauses is when you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna get your revelation, right?
Yep.
At the same time, just be consistency. And that, my friends, I will end with this is if you want to win in anything that you're gonna do, it's just a matter of being consistent. That's it. And waiting for it to happen when it happens. No rush. No rush, consistency. And you'll get there.
Love
You
that.
will get there. You definitely will get there. That I will promise you. I'll pay you $1. I'll pay you money if you don't get there.
Yes. Yes. Hell yeah. Let's be the tortoise. Let's be the tortoise. Because it's non-resistant, right? You take the path of least resistance, but just it's gonna be work, but not exhausting hustle, crazy hard work. This
Do
was
what you can
amazing.
do.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I was gonna say, just do what you can do when you can do it, and just hope for the best. At the end of the day, obviously, you're gonna do your research. You're gonna try and do what you can do to your best ability. But at the same time, it's like, look, man, don't kill yourself to do something that is gonna. People are gonna read that. They're gonna know. They're gonna read it. So.
And don't compare yourself to others. That's the thing. You follow people for inspiration, but you're watching all these people that are doing big things, and you're like, oh shoot, like I feel like so behind, and that's putting you behind. That's putting me myself behind. Watching, seeing like everybody's going to this level, they're doing this and that. Like, no, once you just focus on you, be authentic, keep being consistent. Like you said, I've seen progress from just doing that. You give me some great tips that I need to keep acting on, and that's the way. The only reason why people get these huge breakthroughs is because when they let go and then just act on what you know best, your skill, and the universe will make this. Everything's vibration around us. The universe will make it happen. And you know, with your several projects going on.
Do.
Yeah.
I promise you I do. I promise you through experience. Like, it's different when people say things. I'm telling you from experience. Multiple experiences. Be patient, little grasshoppers.
Little grasshopper and tortoises. You rock, Jacob. And okay, if anyone listening here who wants to just connect with you, give us the one best place that they can find you for someone that would like to connect with you, that love your energy, your spirit, and your brain of yours. Where can they find you?
I would say just search on Instagram at Jacob's Documentary.
Okay,
that would probably be the best place below. Because it's like there's no followers there. There's nothing there. There really isn't anything there. But that's like a page that I go on to get off of the other stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like just like a natural situation for me. You're probably not gonna see much there in terms of like content, but to contact me if you're on social media that would be awesome. You could follow my page at Miami Property Care on Instagram. That would be awesome. Also you can subscribe to YouTube at Miami Property Care. That would be super cool. Those are the best places where you could get in contact with me.
Perfect. And I'll place those below. But Jacob, you keep doing what you're doing. You're that brain of yours. You know a lot of shit. So this is for yes. No, and this is for the people that are sitting there stuck, and this is just a great way to hopefully give them a boost of like just high energy and inspiration and motivation to just like do it. Just stop thinking, let go, and just do that thing in your head, that passion project of yours, your business, whatever. It will get there. Just stay consistent.
Absolutely. I'm with you.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.